All right, the Sorta Sports podcast presents The Big Salad.
If it was a regular salad, I wouldn't have said anything. But you had to have the big salad!
On to episode 25 now of season 2. I hope you enjoyed. We pumped out 3 episodes in the past 3 days, essentially, because I edited last week's Big Salad, and then I did my MLB, and then I did NBA predictions. But, and all my hard work, I forgot to introduce our host, the one and only Quinn Maseko.
Thank you, Ryan. And go back to what you were talking about pumping out the content.
Well, I was just going to say this episode is probably going to come out, I would say, probably a couple days late like it usually does, because we record these usually at the beginning of the week, and then hopefully they're out by near the end of the week. If I can get them up on the night of, that'd be awesome. But being as we are recording right now at 9 o'clock, it's probably not going to happen. But
I'll take the fault for that one.
That's fine. We enjoyed our pizza.
We did.
But, so I just kind of wanted to give an update on everything going on. And you brought up a really sad point. So we got about 3 episodes left after this one, right?
Yes, 3 episodes left. We're going to end on 28 for the season. Next year, we're going to go for the full 30. Or, no, full 33, actually, I think, by the time we take our weeks off.
Because we want to have different delays for random things.
Yes, hopefully, yep. That's what we're hoping for. Not
Now, in your defense, we've actually recorded 26 episodes because I don't count the Christmas special in the season count.
Yes, I forgot about that. So we have 29. We'll have 29 at the end of the year. So next year, our goal is to go for 35, close to.
All right. That's a good goal.
Well,
we'll have to see.
Hey, I just direct them. You have to produce them. That's all I'm going to say.
That's true.
So,
sounds good to me. I'm just saying that'd be a lot.
I'll be here because this is going to be it. This is going to be, it's going to be all over but the crying because you're going to be out of here.
True. That's true. I never even thought about it that.
I know. So, unless we're Zooming and you're recording that audio, then I guess it's probably not going to happen. There'll be no more content for the pod. What's going to happen?
Well, I'll keep doing my stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do, Quinn. Maybe we'll figure something out. Am I going to
have to come over to this house and record our old show by myself? While you're not here?
Pump in audio of me doing the intro and then you just talk?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to figure this out
figure it out.
Off the record. Yes. We must figure this out.
When you're on breaks, we'll have to figure it out. That's the deal. All right, in today's episode, the Lakers fire Frank Vogel, MLB has its opening weekend, and Tiger Woods is back on the green. But we begin today with what happened last Monday between the Kansas Jayhawks and the North Carolina Tar Heels in the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship game. Tar Heels were up at 1 point, 15 points at half, and then lost that lead as the Jayhawks came back and won by 3 in the end. So, Ryan, were you impressed with Kansas' comeback last Monday?
Yeah, I think it was a really good game. I honestly thought the NCAA should be pretty happy with the whole tournament, to be perfectly honest. I thought it was a pretty solid tournament. I don't think it was as good as maybe 2018, but I definitely think it's up there. I think overall it was a really good tournament. I think the St. Peter's run was good. I really liked this championship. I thought it was really competitive. Not every championship is going to be 2016 that comes down to a buzzer beater, but this almost was. It did come down to the final shot.
It did.
He missed it. It was not Gordon Hayward style, but it was pretty close. Yep. And
let's remember that Kansas also stepped out of bounds twice.
Yeah,
trying to get the ball to the front court.
I actually own the pair of shoes the dude who stepped out of bounds, and I was like, "That's
really?
weird." Yeah, it's Donovan Mitchell 3s. I have a pair. I have 2 pairs actually.
Look at you.
Yeah, one's I got the Bel Air ones.
You're a fancy cat.
Yeah, I like the Bel Air ones a lot better than my red and black. So I wear the Bel Air ones out and about. The black and red are just for basketball stuff. So.
Yep.
But
in colors, baby.
Yep. And so I thought it was a really good game. And then you and I predicted Kansas national title, so I was pretty happy with that. I was glad to see him come back. I hope everyone understood my tweet. I tweeted Kansas comeback W, and I tweeted Remy from Ratatouille because their best player is named Remy.
Yes, Remy Martin.
So I hope most people got that joke, but you might have flew right over their heads like Drax the Destroyer from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Sometimes it does.
That reference might have flew over their heads too. You never know.
Could have. Good. Yeah, I thought it was a great game. We over here, we watched the first half together.
Yep.
Here after we recorded last week.
We both thought the game was over.
We thought the game was over at half.
I went up and showered, and then I went back, checked the score. It was a 2-point game. Got out my phone, streamed the rest, went to bed.
Yeah. So I went home, and then I think it's Monday night, so Criminal Minds is on.
Yep.
On WeTV. That's my... See, this is my life, folks, sometimes. I come home, watch Law & Order, Criminal Intent, or Criminal Minds marathons that are on daily. So, I was watching that, and I was flipping back in between commercials, and I thought, man, this keeps getting closer and closer. And next thing you know, it's under 5. And then now Kansas has the lead. It was crazy. I thought it was a great game. I thought it was very honorable to Roy Williams. His first school he coached at as a head coach, Kansas. His second school, North Carolina, his home school. So I thought it was very fitting, and he was there in his Carolina blue rooting him on.
All right.
Anything else to say?
Yeah, I don't know why you went quiet. I was like, does he want me to lead us into the next thing?
I was going to lead us in if you were...
Sorry about that. I was off my game.
You're fine. You're fine. All right. It must be because you took 8 days off. That extra day gets to you.
Yep.
All right. So this past weekend also, a tradition unlike any other, and there will be no commercials today.
Thank the Lord.
The Masters took place this past weekend, and Scott Scheffler won the Masters, his first green jacket. He has won 4 out of the last 6 majors. So what is your reaction to him winning, and can he keep up that momentum of winning 4 out of the last 6 if he can keep that going on as he heads on to the British Open?
Well, I think you kind of answered the question for me right there, because I'm like, yeah, it's exactly what I'm thinking is, can he continue this? Can he become one of golf's, basically one of the main guys of golf?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously you're not going to see anybody go on the run that Tiger Woods had in the 2000s.
Nope.
But something.
Unless you're Jack Nicklaus or Tiger Woods, you're not going to go on any of those crazy runs.
No, but I'm saying, can he have a bit of a dominant run here? That's really what this is about now, is stretching this Masters run and continuing to tear it up. Like, that would really be it.
Yeah, I think it's hard. I think it was good for him. Obviously, it's great when anybody wins their first green jacket. That's obviously momentous. I mean,
they get those nice Oakland A's jerseys, and
Well,
I'm kidding, but
I mean,
anytime I go golfing, I actually wear my Oakland Athletics hat I have for that reason, because it's the Masters colors.
Quit that.
Serious, I go golfing about once or twice a year with buddies of mine.
You do?
Yeah.
When did this start? I never knew this.
In the fall.
Is this real golf or is this putt-putt?
Real golf.
Okay.
I putt-putt probably 5 to 6 times a year.
I like to go putt-putting, but nobody ever wants to go, so...
I'll go putt-putting. There you go, Quinn.
Okay.
So, you just got to bring a date, because I have one. You just have to find your own. That's the problem.
I'll find somebody.
We're not just going to go putt-putt the two of us.
This is, I'm going to bring this, I'm sorry for taking this down this road, but Magic Mountain was torn down in Polaris?
It was?
Yes, they put Carvana there.
Are you freaking serious?
I'm serious. And you know what? I have, one summer, a friend and I, we went to Magic Mountain like 5 times, and I actually have coins still there left over we never used for tickets there. And now there's no Magic Mountain near me. I got to drive farther if I want to go play these
Dude, I got golf balls in my garage from there.
Yeah, I know.
Because, they have those golf balls. Right. And I remember I was out with a bunch of my buddies, and I get in the car, and I took everybody home, and I'm driving back, and all of a sudden I hear in the back seat,
and somebody brought theirs with you, and they left.
And he was messing around and grabbed a couple of the golf, because there was, there's always like 40 golf balls just lying around on their putt-putt course.
Yes.
And he picked up a couple, put in his pocket as a joke, forgot he had them in there, and left them in my car to mess with me. So there's golf balls just rolling around.
Yeah.
I had probably like 10 golf balls.
There you go.
Up in my garage from Magic Mountain.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm the reason I went out of business.
Anyway, back from Magic Mountain. Scott Scheffler, I think it's going to be a good part for his career. Now, the momentum question is, I just don't think it's going to be able to keep up because he is not Tiger or Jack Nicklaus.
No,
because that's the problem. Actually, let me just throw this out here. Rory McIlroy?
Yeah.
Okay, when do you think the last time he won a major in golf? The last time he won a major tournament?
2012.
You're close! 2014. And he spent 100 weeks up at the top list as the top golfer in the world.
Really?
So that's what's so crazy in golf. Really, there's not that much momentum. I mean, Tiger almost went once and did the Iron Man, is what I will call it, the Iron Man, by winning the top four golf tournaments, which are the Masters, the British Open, the U.S. Open, and there's another. So, the PGA... The
versus
PGA
Aaron Rodgers one. The Capital one.
The PGA Championship. So, that's why. It's very hard to do those things. But, speaking of Tiger, Tiger Woods is back on the green. He actually was very well in the first day of the tournament on Wednesday. He shot 1 under par that day, and then after that, he ended up being, I believe, 13 over to close out the tournament. So he was able to walk the whole course, complete the whole tournament. What do you make of Tiger's effort this past weekend?
I guess my thing is really looking at it. Does he want to keep doing this? Like, is this his agent pushing? Like, does he want to continue to golf? That's really my biggest concern. Because if Tiger isn't enjoying himself and he's out there just because, then I don't want him out there. Like, you know, when Kobe was getting old in the NBA, I didn't want him to just hobble around for the sake of, well, it's Kobe. No, it's like if Kobe wants to be done, let him be done. It's like MJ, you know, when MJ comes back for a little bit with the Wizards, it just doesn't feel right. It's like, no, 98, that's your real retirement. Yeah. That's when the real MJ retired. The other thing was just like a forgotten bit, like John Elway being on the Chiefs. It's just like these little stages. Yeah, you don't remember that happened, did you?
John Elway retired after he won the Super Bowl. You're talking about Joe Montana.
Sorry, Joe Montana. That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, saying Joe Montana on the Chiefs, and I'm saying I flipped the.
I know. I was thinking John Elway spent his whole career with the Broncos.
Yeah, forgot the Broncos are the magical. You win your last Super Bowl, then you retire. Then they're bad for 10 years. Then you win your last Super Bowl.
Russell Wilson, he'll be retiring soon. Then.
Yeah, that's how it works.
So anyway,
but I think that's my biggest concern. Is Tiger like on his old man? I gotta show all these young boys how to do it. I'm gonna go out there and win one of these puppies, or is he like, I'm doing this for my brand? And I'm like, that's why he's doing it for. He obviously doesn't need the money, but I'm saying if he's doing it essentially for his fans. Air quotes, because I'm saying, like, I think a lot of his fans would probably agree they don't want him doing it if he doesn't want to do it. I guess that's my thing, does Tiger want to continue to golf? He obviously does not. He has the reputation. He doesn't need to be backing it up. I mean, like, he doesn't need the clout, essentially. So I just want Tiger to do what he wants.
Yeah.
Especially right now it's really big to, remember Simone Biles and all that, and, like, you know, she stepped away from the Olympics. It's a little more commonplace. Yeah.
Yes, and we talked about it earlier this year with the Stanford swimmer that committed suicide over her mental health issue, and the Ohio State football player that just also medically retired because of that.
And I'm not saying Tiger has mental health issues. I'd be the last person to know that.
Right.
But I'm saying, overall, I think it's going to be more widely accepted if he's just like, guys, I'm done. I just don't want to do this anymore.
Because it might be physical and mental health that he needs to focus
on. Or it's neither, and he just feels done. I mean, it's that simple. So
I don't think he'll... He called it the best tournament of his career this past weekend, and it obviously wasn't from a statistical standpoint, but it was basically a physical standpoint that he could do this still. Even though he didn't shoot well. Well, he is in his mid to late 40s now. He's getting there.
Weird.
But golf is an old man's game. That's why I'm also not going to push him out the pasture yet. I was surprised he was back this early. It's only been 14 months since that accident. I figured that he would have probably waited until maybe later this year or next year to come back to start off the season. So I would say I still see Tiger probably going to play. I think at one point the rumors were that he thought about just not even playing competitively that way, but maybe playing with his son Charlie and doing those father-son tournaments and those kinds of things, which he enjoys. So I would say we should see what happens. As I said, the British Open is next on the golf schedule, so we'll see if he plays there, and if he doesn't, then we'll go on from there and see what happens with the rest of his career. He's probably the greatest or the second greatest golfer ever.
Yeah.
So. All right, it was opening weekend for the MLB, finally, and teams all over the world. Nobody's undefeated anymore. So, Ryan, which team impacted the early MLB season the most?
You know, just because I'm gonna say, to me, a team that really entertained me. We were talking about in the car, the MLB teams I really pay attention to. And it's like both Chicago teams I really do because I really like Luis Robert. I looked it up. It's Robert. Quinn looked it up for me. It is Robert. I was right. Luis Robert, Tim Anderson, and that team. What?
I think you should plug in here. You know the Seinfeld scene where George is going on about George Herbert or whoever the Herbert guy is, and then Bobby A. Bear, who is the Falcons quarterback, because it's spelled this, Yeah. So maybe you can plug it in. If not, it doesn't matter.
If I get it in, it'll be here. If not, I just forgot to edit it in, or I couldn't find the clip. So there we go.
There we go.
So regardless, I always watch for both Chicago teams. The Rays I always pay attention to. I always pay attention to the Padres because of Tatis, and I pay attention to both teams, of course, in Ohio. Is there anybody else I'm really forgetting that I really pay attention to? Those are really the main
You
ones.
talk about the Mets?
And the Mets, because I like the Mets.
Meet the Mets.
I have a soft spot for the Mets.
Come
So
on in, meet the Mets.
my mother's kind of becoming a Tigers fan, so I'll probably pay attention to them too. But if I had MLB
Detroit
TV,
is her favorite city, I think.
It definitely is, 100%.
Yes.
If
She
Baker
likes the
Mayfield
River
goes
City.
there, she's going to lose her mind.
I think she should do the whole 360 and live the whole Detroit life by going to be an auto worker one day. Just one day out of her life. Just to go beyond the assembly line where Henry Ford was.
Oh my gosh.
There's no reason why she shouldn't. Anyway, I'll be quiet.
All right, so if I got MLB TV, those would probably be the teams I mainly watch. But I'm going to go really here Rays. The Rays have actually, I don't know what their record is if you check that for me. But, I mean, they pitched Brett Phillips, an outfielder for them. Just because I saw video of Wander Franco pitching and, like, acting like he was going to warm up pitch, making fun of Brett Phillips. And then John Boy Baseball was like, hey, no BS, Wander Franco probably pulls 92 miles per hour. And I was like, yeah, that's probably true. He probably does throw 92 miles per hour off his pitches just because he's Wander Franco. I mean, when your first ever MLB hit...
3-1, by the way.
Yep, all right. So when your first ever MLB hit was a home run, I mean, you're definitely a special kid, Wander Franco. Kid's a stud. But what I'm saying is I think the Rays honestly made a big impact. I think, they're finally, like I talked with you, have a lot of the same guys from the last couple of years. They're really starting to keep guys around like Randy Arozarena, Wander Franco, Zunino, G-Man Choi, Manny Margot. They've really got a strong core. They're really the only thing that's flipping around is their pitching, and I really like the signing of Kluber as their main ace. So, yeah, I mean, overall, I just think the Rays are looking strong, and I'm glad I picked them to be a big threat this year. So, another one would be the Padres. They had a big hot start. Even without Tatis, that's good. C.J. Abrams is looking good. So that's good because when Tatis comes back, that means they might hold up to what I believe they could be, which is in the pennant, losing the pennant. I also rewatched Major League the other night, so.
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, my favorite character in that's actually Willie Mays Hayes. I'm actually kind of a big Wesley Snipes guy. Like, I figured this out. Like, every movie I watch him in, like Demolition Man, Major League, I always really like him. Like, every performance he gives a a lot of energy. I need to watch The Blades. I only catch those on TV.
You still have not watched Trouble with the Curve yet, so you better get on that.
No, that's true.
Have you seen Bad News Bears with the original and the remake?
I've seen
the original once.
Seen the original
the
like
remake
one
a
time
couple
a while
times.
ago with my grandpa, and then the remake never.
Yeah, the remake's not that good. So, I'm gonna say for Impact this week. Well, this weekend.
You're not gonna go
This
Cincinnati
past
Reds,
weekend.
are you?
No, I'm not going to Cincinnati Reds. I'm just looking at the standings real quick.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. All right. I will say, plug for this. ESPN, I really did enjoy miking up Joey Votto
Yep.
for their first game of the season.
I saw that.
And then for Sunday Night Baseball, they mic'd up Kike Hernandez of the Red Sox because it was Red Sox-Yankees.
Yeah, Votto was the one I was happy about.
Yes. I think I'm just going to point this out because Ryan trashed this last time, but the Oakland A's are in second place in the AL West. So,
For now.
they're 2-2. They're there.
Can't wait till they end with the number 1 pick.
Well, it might not happen. You never know.
Number 3 pick.
You never know. Actually, I'm going to say for my surprise it's probably the Cubs because I don't think the Cubs were supposed to be good this year.
Suzuki's good. I was excited for him. He's good.
I thought David Ross's club was not going to be that good. I'm pretty sure they traded all the pieces away. Wasn't supposed to happen. And they're 3-1. I'm not saying that's a big sample size just like the Oakland A's, but I'm saying that they could have an impact and they could rile up that thing. Milwaukee's 1-3 right now.
As a fan of the Cubs, because they probably are, you know what I mean? Like, they probably are my favorite team, to be honest.
Yes.
And I'm saying, I really like this team. I like Patrick Wisdom a lot. He's really underrated.
Yes.
I love
He's a
Suzuki.
good player.
He's been playing really well. Contreras is obviously a really good catcher for them. I mean, I think
That's
they've got a
the only
kind of
piece they
underrated
kept.
team. I think they're actually a good team. They got a lot of guys who they kind of remind me of like...
They have Jan Gomes there, too. I didn't know that.
They kind of remind me of the 2016 Cubs in a way, where it's like it's a lot of guys that aren't household names, but you think might be eventually. Does that make sense? Kind of like the 2016 Cubs back in like 2013, when they were like building up, essentially.
Right. I really wanted to throw out a shout out to Molly for her Detroit Tigers, but now they're 2-3. But they had that Javi Baez had that walk off the first opening day.
That's her favorite player on her team.
I thought that was going to be I thought that was going to be a.
I think he's a big
one.
reason she went Tigers too, is because she loves Javi Baez.
I see.
Him and his no-look tags.
Well, I would say also I'm going to throw out the Colorado Rockies here too. They're 3-1 to start off, and I thought they were asleep. I thought the AL West, when we talked about the MLB last week, would be the toughest. The NL West would be the toughest.
Yeah.
So, they're 3-1 right now. So I'm just going to say shout out to the Rockies. They got Chris Bryant,
My boy.
your boy, and then I don't know why.
Love KB.
I guess my finger pressed at the Padres instead of the Rockies, as I'm looking at the roster.
Charlie Blackmon.
It's only loading in so fast. There's no Charlie Blackmon.
Oh, yeah, they traded him away. I
Yep.
forget where he went. Where did Charlie Blackmon go? I'll look it up.
know.
I'll look it up.
But they got Jose Iglesias. They do have Charlie Blackmon. I'm sorry. I
Oh,
thought he was a
okay.
pitcher.
Okay, for a moment I thought
Yes,
they got
he's
traded
right,
away.
Yeah.
No, he's a fielder. He's an
Yeah,
outfielder.
he's outfielder. So, no, they got some good pieces they acquired. So I'm looking forward to see, hopefully, that they hopefully keep it up, because that was one of my picks to keep it going. So, all right, enough headlines, right? It's time for toss-up. One man enters, wins all three, goes home, and watches Law and Order the rest of the night. What's first?
I'm not watching Law and Order.
Whose fault is it for the Los Angeles Lakers' devastating season? Frank Vogel or LeBron James?
Definitely LeBron. You know, I read a really interesting article, and this isn't just me being a bit of a LeBron hater. This is me, because, my LeBron hatred is not just, I really try to stray away from just the classic LeBron hatred that you see a lot online. I try to usually give legitimate evidence, and I'm saying...
You're supposed to do.
Well, but I'm saying a lot of
doing
LeBron
hot takes.
haters just
I know,
just don't like
they're
him.
just hot takes,
Yep.
yes.
So, my thing with the Vogel-LeBron situation is, I just read an article, I remember on The Ringer, I think it was about a year or two ago, and it was MJ and Jackson, Riley and Magic, LeBron and question mark? Because they're basically pointing out that LeBron really has that lack of a 1-2 punch of him and a great coach. And they're like, maybe Vogel is the right pairing, because that 2020 Lakers team performed really well. And, they were the number 1 seed in the West that year. I think so. So, I'm saying, that team did really freaking... Yes, they were the 1 seed. I remember that now. I think they won, 60 games. They had a really good year. So, Vogel, I think, really did well. And then that next year, they made a lot of moves in the offseason. They went and got, quote-unquote, better. And it seemed like the team LeBron wanted to have. Then injuries came in. They were the 7th seed. Obviously lost the Suns in, I think, 6 games that year. And then this year, they made moves that were 100% LeBron's choice. Carmelo Anthony, the Russell Westbrook decision definitely felt like something he wanted. And yet now it's Russ and Vogel's fault. And I'm saying, I think out of these two, if you say whose fault is it, I think it doesn't really come down to one person. I think overall there's a big team issue. I think Russell Westbrook did not gel with the team the way he needed to. He did not play the way he was supposed to with them. I think LeBron obviously just tried to carry the team on his back, but the team he assembled, because he is a big part in that front office, he did not. Him using his GM moves did not benefit this team. I think the front office as a whole should have been realizing what they were doing instead of just doing whatever. Because the way it's perceived is that they just did whatever LeBron tells them. To be honest, I kind of believe that thought process. And then I'm saying it feels like while Vogel might be a problem and Russ might be a problem, they're getting scapegoated as the only two problems. I think overall the whole team has issues. So I'm going to say LeBron has the fault because he is, to me, the most common denominator of all these issues. And I'm saying he consistently has problems with coaches, and the whole GM thing has got him into another mess. And to be perfectly honest, I hope he doesn't leave the Lakers. I think the Lakers should just become LeBron's stomping ground. And if they do bad, whoop-de-doo, because I don't think LeBron can take now going to another team where he's not going to be head dog. I think the Lakers have just kind of become LeBron's little team that he does whatever he wants with. And that's the sad truth. If you're a Lakers fan, you're LeBron's team at this point. That's what the L in Lakers stand for.
That is mercy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is LeBron James' fault. He was making the moves to the players. He controlled who was going on. This is the oldest squad in the league right now. And Frank Vogel just has to coach with the pieces that are given to him.
They had more starting lineups than they had wins.
Yes. Yes, they did. And I'm going to say, right now on the rumor mill is that they're supposed to be targeting Nick Nurse. And I just do not like that for Nick Nurse. He should stay in
No,
Toronto.
I just said the other day how
He's gotta
great,
stay in
amazing a coach he is. And Toronto, that has a really good front office there.
Yes, and he's in a stable
One
environment.
of the best
A
GMs.
stable environment and a winning team.
They always draft well.
Yes.
They always make smart trades.
Yes. I don't know why
He's a
he'd
really
leave.
good coach. He
He
always
better not leave.
overperforms. Yeah, that's a perfect situation. He should
And
not
if
leave.
I am the Toronto front office right now, this is what you do. This is see, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Here's your equal and opposite reaction. You sign him up for a big raise right now because you want to keep him.
You
Show him
say,
that you're there.
Nick, we love you, buddy.
So if you're-
we weren't even supposed to make the playoffs this year, and we're the freaking 5 seed.
Right.
Here's a $4 million bonus.
Well, not even that. It's maybe his salary now is $4 million a year, and we say we're signing you 4 more years, $6 million a year. We're giving
Just
you $2 million.
ripping up the old contract.
Whatever. Yes, exactly right. That's what I'm going for. So I would say it's definitely on LeBron's shoulders. He created the team, as Ryan said. Frank Vogel, he just had to do his best. And obviously there were some choices, and I think LeBron fought for these too, of Russell Westbrook, where he should have been playing with the second unit and starting and finishing the games with playing the second unit during the games instead of doing those kinds of things. AD was obviously injured all the time, again, like usual. So that did not help anything at all. LeBron was just going for the scoring title at the end, and it just kind of fell apart. I mean, they're going to have to revitalize that team. They gave away all their young players. No Kuzma, no Caruso. They got rid of all those people in favor of who LeBron wanted.
To be honest, it's like the basketball equivalent to Space Jam 2.
Yep.
Bit of a disappointment because LeBron James just kind of took it the way he wanted it.
This is sadly true.
I'm kind of saying, like, it's similar. Like, while I enjoyed that movie for how it was, it's nowhere near as good as the first one because it doesn't have that charm. It just kind of feels like LeBron retreading something MJ did in his own little way. This thing, it wasn't like MJ was the GM. Jerry Krause was in charge, and MJ and him did not get along.
Yes.
Instead of LeBron, who basically is his GM. It's crazy.
Yep. It makes it easy. That's why we all know he's not the GOAT. Well, that's my opinion.
I agree.
You agree with that. Next! Which team's more likely to be in the NBA Finals this year? The Phoenix Suns or the Miami Heat?
What I think is interesting about these two number 1 seeds, is that if they both won their conferences respectively, it'd be the 2020 loser and the 2021 loser facing off. It's like a revenge tour finals. So that's really interesting. I think it'd be cool. But regardless, I think it's definitely the Suns. I think they're more likely. I think the West, like I said, really has 3 real contenders, but I'm tentative on the Grizzlies, why I really love that team. I mean, they check all the boxes for me. You know that. And you said this wasn't really your team, and then now you're saying they are, now they're doing well.
No, I'm really not saying anything. I still have a Grizzlies shirt
Okay.
that I bought. I actually have 2 of them. I wanted the retro. It has Memphis on it now instead of Vancouver, but it's in the retro blue.
Nice.
Retro Grizz.
I do have a Vancouver Grizzlies shirt. Yeah.
Yes, I saw that. We talked about that, I think, I believe, earlier this year.
The Jonas Valanciunas one I
And
have.
I would say they were the team of my youth, and I have not out of my youth yet. But I just don't watch that much NBA.
Yeah. You should claim them, 'cause they're awesome.
Because here's the thing: when they had this, never made sense. All right, you tell me this made sense. Lionel Hollins, when he was there, he went 56-26. All right, and then they fired him.
Yeah.
They didn't fire him. They just didn't give him a new contract because his contract ran out. I didn't understand that. And then they brought up Dave Yeager, who was doing their farm system, and I thought, what is this?
Yeah.
Okay, they still won, but they almost got to the NBA Finals, their first ever NBA Finals under Lionel Hollins, so they should have kept him. I was gonna say
2013.
Plus, I know the style's changed here with these new younger Grizzlies, but I like the old set of grit and grind.
Yeah, now they're the flash and dash.
They are the flash and dash. All right, I enjoyed the.
They're the Ja Morant
I enjoyed
show.
having Mike
Desmond
Conley.
Bane.
The starting line used to be Mike Conley, Tony Allen,
Zach Randolph.
Zach Randolph, Mark Gasol,
Rudy Gay.
and and then he got traded away early on in 2013, and I believe it was Vince Carter after that. So that's how it went.
Mm-hmm. The Tavo Stephalosha sometimes.
So I'm just telling you.
I think the new team's better.
I love Zebo.
Kyle
and Gasol.
Anderson, Jaren Jackson Jr., Steven Adams is a tough dude. Ja
Yes.
Dylan Desmond Bane, that's a
He's
tough
at
team.
that
Dylan
Pittsburgh.
Brooks,
So
that's a good team.
But
What I was
anyway,
going to say, though, is I
who
think
are you
it's...
taking? Suns or
I said Suns because I think
they're both of solar energy.
the East, I definitely think the Bucks are coming out of, and if not the Bucks, I definitely think the Celtics are
Picking
the
your
second
own team
best.
There, huh?
What?
Picking your own team there?
Yeah, I did. I probably should have went Bucks, Suns, or Bucks, probably Bucks Suns for the finals, but I want to do something fun, so I went Bucks Warriors just for kicks. But really, if it's Bucks Grizzlies, I'd be so freaking happy because I love Ja and I obviously love Giannis and the Bucks teams. That'd be awesome. And plus, the Bucks win that series. That'd be sweet. But I definitely think the Suns have better odds just because I think they're far and away the best team in the West. So, oh my gosh. 5-point game, 9 seconds left in the Cavs game. We might beat the Nets.
This is for the battle of the 7 seed, right?
Yeah, it's the plan. So if they lose, they just have to play the winner of the Hawks-Hornets game.
But see, I don't like how they structured it. Shouldn't it be 7 plays 10, 8 plays 9, not 7 plays 8, 9 plays 10?
I think the reason they did it that way is because you get 2 chances if you would have made the playoffs in the old format, whereas you only get 1 shot if you wouldn't have made the playoffs in the old format. Does that make sense?
So you get 2 chances to get in?
Yeah, if you're the Cavs, since you're the 8 seed, in the regular format they used to do, you would have been in the playoffs as the 8 seed.
Right.
And this format, it's essentially double elimination for you.
Right.
Whereas the teams like the Hawks and the
That's what I'm
Hornets,
saying. Yeah,
it's set up so for that reason.
Right.
So then it's double elimination. That's why
what
they
I
don't
was
do it like
thinking.
yours. Is so you get a benefit for having a better record
Yes.
instead of all being in the same
Instead of
pool.
being on the same pool, yeah.
Which I
But
like.
They're all even teams because they all had the same record. So,
Are they really? They all 40.
but no, these two had the same record in the 7-8 game, and the Cavs and the Nets had the same record in the 7-8 game, 44-38, and in the 9-10 game, Hawks, Hornets, both are 43-39. So there you go. All right, good. Did you finish?
Yeah, I was just saying, I think the Suns are better in their conference overall, and I think the Heat could definitely lose to the Celtics, and I think they could lose to the Bucks, and I think they could maybe even lose to the Sixers in a series.
Well, I'm going to say, here's my point of contention here. I'm going to agree with you. I'm going with the Phoenix Suns, and here's the thing. The Suns, they were without Chris Paul, their leader, their veteran leader, for 4 weeks, and they kept running away by winning games. They had the league best record of 64-18, and they are 8 games above the 2 seed, which is the East is actually it's the better conference, but it's more competitive. All right, the 1 seed has won. The Miami Heat have won 53 games, but the 10 seed that's in the play-in tournament have won 43, as I just mentioned, and the West 64 for the Phoenix Suns, and then 34 for the Spurs at the 10 seed. So I think they're going to have an easier path. They're either playing New Orleans. They're either playing the Pelicans or the Spurs, who are both underwater.
Or they could play the Clippers.
They could play the Clippers.
Yes, because Minnesota could beat the Clippers, and then the Clippers play the winner of the New Orleans
Okay.
Spurs game.
Oh, really?
That's how that works. So
Okay,
the 9-10
see, I didn't
play,
know that.
the winner plays the loser of
I
the
don't like
7-8
that.
game.
I don't
I
like
like that. That
I
makes
don't.
sense to me.
It should be if you lost, you're out. If you already at, this is already a second chance for you to get in. So why do you deserve third chance?
No, because in the old way, the
I
Cavs
know.
would be in it.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Hold it. Your first chance was to get one of the top 6 seeds. So that was your first chance to be in.
Okay.
Your second chance is you have to win one of these games. Now you're getting a third chance, Clippers, because you lost the first one to win the second one?
Yeah, that's the way it works. That's
Really?
what's going to have to happen with my Cavs unless we
So,
beat the Nets.
There you go. But
So I kind of
anywho,
need this chance, Quinn.
So, I'm just saying, I think the Phoenix Suns have an easier path. I think they're going to be able to win, and I'm looking.
They just
I'm
lost.
rooting
Cavs
for them.
lost.
So, yes, and you know what? I'm going to also take a stab at this because you invoked the Celtics. The Celtics, they did not. Didn't Milwaukee tank a game? Didn't they just lose their last game on purpose to be the 3 seed?
I think they might have, yeah.
I think they did because they avoided.
Yeah, they
the
played the
Nets.
Cavs. They didn't play Giannis.
Yeah,
they didn't
they-
play Giannis and literally just got destroyed
Yeah,
by the
so
Cavs.
they got- so
My Mason was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was there.
Awesome.
He texted me. I was like, "Yo, you're at the Cavs game. That's sweet. I'm jealous." And he goes, "Yeah, Giannis isn't playing though." And I was like, He's like, "Yeah, the Cavs are destroying them."
Yeah. Well, because Boston ended up they played everybody and won.
Yeah.
They got the 2 seed. Obviously, they weren't afraid of playing the Nets if they would have.
No, the Boston will destroy. I don't know if destroy. I think the Nets Boston series could go 6 games, but the Boston will win. The problem is when you're the Bucks is the fact that you and the Celtics, in my mind, are the 2 best teams in the East. I think Heat are 3rd, and you have to play each other before you get to the Eastern Conference Finals, which sucks.
Yes.
That really sucks.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. So we'll see
The
what
top
happens.
4 seeds in the East are all really good, though.
Yeah, and they're all compacted together. That's what makes it nice.
Yep.
Makes it good. Next, last one. Better favorite to win the World Series currently after opening weekend: the Toronto Blue Jays, the Los Angeles Dodgers, or the field?
Mathematically, I should take the field.
Right.
And to be honest, based off my White Sox prediction and everything, I'm going to go field here. And this isn't just mathematics thing. Like I can name you, I think the Blue Jays on paper are crazy, and so are the Dodgers. But it feels like the crazy on paper teams hardly ever win it. And so what I'm saying is, to me, it feels like usually it's just the teams that get good mojo in October, and I could see a team like the Rays, who are very Moneyball, guys get on base, stuff like that, a lot of stat-based stuff. I could see them making a run. I think the Mariners are an underrated pick to make a big run. I think the Angels are just a couple guys stepping up away from making a playoff spot. You never can.
Have the Angels ever made the World Series? I don't think they have.
They did in 2002, and they beat.
They did? Oh, yes, they did. We just talked about this.
Yeah.
They beat the Giants.
Yeah, but I'm saying with Mike Trout, they never have.
Right. They
The
haven't
Firebless, I
since.
think they lost a pennant with Trout. I think they were in a pennant one time with Trout, and they lost it. Maybe I'm wrong.
Go ahead. Keep talking.
So just look up AL pennants, maybe.
I'm working.
So, regardless, I'm saying I actually think the Mariners could go on a run. Obviously, I believe in the White Sox very much. I think the Braves are definitely still a contender. The Padres, I think, on being a little underrated. Same with the Mets. And, yeah, I think the Mariners are an underrated pick to go on a run. So, I honestly, while I believe the Blue Jays are by far and away, these two teams are far and away the most fun to play with in MLB The Show because they're stacked. I don't think either of them will win it.
Well, I'm going to say I'm not taking either of those teams. I think the Dodgers got worse. No Max Scherzer. And
Pitching is what wins usually playoff series.
Toronto is now the new paper champion poster child right now.
Oh,
So
yeah, they're
that's
all
the
over.
thing. See, I haven't done a lot of thought. I'm a Red Sox fan. That's my second team.
I know.
2 Reds. They're both red colors.
They're an
Reds and
underrated
my
pick,
red color.
too. They're good.
See, I would take the field because I'd like to take my Red Sox and Kike Hernandez winning with
They
Chris
just need
Sale.
pitching. That's all they
They
need.
got Chris Sale back.
That's one guy.
They got that one guy that I can't think of
If
his name.
you guys had the Marlins pitching
They have
staff, you'd win the World Series.
Evaldi.
Trade for
They
all
have
the...
Evaldi, though.
Keep Sale. Go get Sandy Alcantara, Blyer. Get all those guys.
But we keep Evaldi, though.
Fine. You need to go get the Marlins guys, and then, boom, you're in the World Series. You'll win it.
Well, look,
You have the bats.
Look,
Trevor Story, Devers, my boy Xander Bogaerts.
Yeah.
Here's
the thing.
Jackie Bradley's back.
They were already JBJ. They were up 2-0 on the Astros, and they blew it.
Do they beat the Braves? Do you think the Red Sox beat the Braves in that World Series?
I don't see why they couldn't.
I think the Red Sox have...
I think they could have pushed it
I
to
think
7.
the Braves have... That last year's Braves team have the same level lineup, but better pitching. So I think the Braves would have beat them.
Oh, this is possible.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the field though, as you did.
If
because
I had to,
it's just better.
Now wait, let me ask you.
Yeah.
Toss up. You had to pick between the two, Blue Jays or Dodgers. I say Blue Jays.
I need that long pause.
I prefer their pitching. I mean, Walker Buehler's a stud, but I don't believe that much in playoff Kershaw or older Kershaw. I'm not sure. May, you're not sure when May's going to be back. So.
I'm gonna take the Dodgers for now.
All right.
Ask me in 90 games.
All right.
All right. See if my
Sounds good.
mind changes.
Sounds good.
So, and by the way, the farthest they ever made it was, the ALDS with Mike Trout. They made it to the ALCS.
The Cavs better
3 years
freaking be
before.
the Cavs better be in the freaking playoffs. I'm gonna be so upset if we miss the playoffs.
Well, we're done with this. All right, it's on to Ryan's special section since he's complaining about the Cavs right now.
Yep.
Go ahead.
All right. There was a sports event recently that you and I discussed.
Oh.
This sports event.
It was the Daytona 500.
Wait, stop making guesses. This sports event had 2.2 billion impressions
I already
on
saw
social
this
media.
tweet, so you don't have to tell me this twice. But.
1.8 billion was the Super Bowl. The video views for the Super Bowl were 618 million, and the video views for this sports event was 1.1 billion. The video watch time was 13.1 million hours. The Super Bowl was 3.56 million hours. The engagements were 78 million for the one event, the Super Bowl, and the other event was 87 million. This event was, Quinn?
It was WrestleMania or whatever you call the thing. I already saw this tweet once.
Dang it, you ruined it. Point is, I just thought that was pretty crazy. Now,
I
granted,
thought it was too.
it is a bit of cheating on WWE's part, because it is a 2-night show.
Ooh.
It's still impressive. But
It is impressive.
But it's a 2-night show.
I'm not going to disagree with it. I think I was surprised that the ratings were that high, to be honest.
Well, there's a lot of celebrities. So,
Ooh, the celebs.
yeah. I just thought it was interesting. I really thought that was quite interesting.
Yep, I would agree.
Now, Quinn. So my special section. I actually
I thought
don't
that was it. No, I'm just kidding. I just like to pull that little plug on you.
I know you
Go
do.
ahead.
So my thing with you.
Oh, with me.
Wait, quick question, quick aside. So have you ever watched Star Wars?
No, I haven't.
I didn't think you had. It just hit me the other day because I was talking
I've
about.
seen more Star Trek than Star Wars.
Okay, I wondered. All right, so what I was
I'm
gonna.
gonna pass up Sir Patrick Stewart.
I know. I'm
And
not gonna
Leonard
argue.
Nimoy.
I'm not gonna argue. I like Next Generation too.
Okay.
All right.
I don't
so,
really like it. I just seen it.
Oh, I like
I'm
Next
not saying
Generation.
I
I actually liked it. All right.
I've seen more Bewitched than I have seen any Star Trek or Star Wars. You don't
So,
even know what
Quinn.
Bewitched is.
I know what Bewitched is.
Okay, guys.
So, Quinn, I did on my baseball pod. I did if I did a team of my favorites. I would like to ask you who your team of favorites would be for right now in the MLB. Who would your favorite
As like
catcher?
the most watchables?
No.
As players?
No. So it is the Quinn Maseikos. It is the Cincinnati Quinn Maseikos, and it is Quinn's team with his favorite players at each position. So catcher
In the league.
Yes, in the entire league.
I'm gonna keep most of this team though.
You're keeping most of the Reds.
Well, not all of them.
Who's your catcher?
Okay, my catcher, I'm gonna keep the starting one right now, which is Tyler Stevenson. He
Okay.
was second for Rookie of the Year
Okay.
last year.
Okay.
Can't pass that
Yeah,
up.
that's facts. That's facts.
Okay.
First baseman.
First baseman, I mean, we're in Cincinnati.
I kept Votto. Votto's on my
Am
team
I really
too.
going to pass up Joey Votto? It's Joey Votto.
Second baseman.
Okay. I'm taking the Rookie of the Year last year, Jonathan India, on my own team. I can't pass him up.
Shortstop.
All right, we're axing somebody here. I'm taking Bo Bichette.
I love Bo Bichette.
So now I have two long hairs. Pete,
Yes.
I have two long hair players.
That's a
in my
beautiful
middle infield.
picture of him and Jonathan India.
That is, right?
All right, third base.
I'm pretty sure Devers plays third base.
He does. Rafael Devers plays third base.
Yes.
Outfield, pick 3. You can pick whatever.
Well, I'd bring back Castellanos instead of getting
All right,
rid of him
all
because
right.
the dum-dums did that.
You want Winker back? You want Mookie Betts?
I do definitely want Boogie Betts in the center.
Trout?
Too many injuries. That's the problem.
Okay.
I'm thinking.
You want my boy Rosarena? You like Aaron Judge?
No, I don't. Too injury prone either. I was kind of thinking of Zuna from the Braves.
Okay. You don't want Acuna?
Isn't he injured right now? I think he is.
He is, but he's going to be back. I'm just saying, like, you can have him. Healthy.
I know, but that's the problem. I always try to think of healthy people. That's what I want. Because then, you never know. Injury history. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I understand.
I really want to change my...
What?
Can I get a backup infielder?
Sure.
I really need to play...
You get a DH. Universal DH rules. You get a DH.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, this is going to be a bad DHer, though, but okay. Oh, who do I put in left field, though? I mean, I could put Kike Hernandez in there, but he's more center. That's the thing.
You like Andrew Benintendi? Jackie Bradley Jr.? I'm trying to think of guys who play for the Red Sox.
Can't even hit the ball.
That's true.
He's batting 151. That's ridiculous. 151?
You want a guy who can't hit the ball? Take Christian Yelich post 2020. There you go.
I could. Yeah, it's bad.
It's bad.
He can't hit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
I
like
thought
it's like the
about-
year-long slump.
I thought about Starling Marte because he plays left.
Love Starling Marte.
I think I'm going to plug him in.
Cattell Marte is one of my favorite players.
Yeah, I think I'm going to plug him in.
I almost put Cattell Marte on my team, but then I think
Now-
I ended up cutting him for Randy Rosarena.
Now, I am going to put in for my DH because I didn't put him in the infield, but we can switch him out for two other positions in the middle infield, which is Fernando Tatis Jr.
You like him?
Yes!
I'm glad you like Tatis.
I don't know why you think I didn't like him. I like him.
Hardly ever do you and I have the same favorites.
Oh!
Other than Bo Bichette, Votto, and
We have
him.
generational differences because I'm one of the youngest ever millennials, and you're Gen Z.
That's true.
You're a Zoomer, not a Boomer.
But we get along well,
We do.
so there we go.
So there you go. We just on the same
All right,
page.
who's your starting pitchers? You get
Starting
pick
pitchers.
3 or 4. You can pick 3 or 4.
I can pick 5. Can I? Can I try?
Sure, I put like 4, and then I picked one reliever because
Oh,
I picked Seth Lugo from the Mets because
I have
he's
no
got a
clue
nice
who that
curveball.
is.
I like it.
Okay.
He's got good spin rates
Okay.
if you look at the numbers.
I'm taking DeGrom.
Okay.
I'm taking Bueller.
Okay. Do you want to hear mine really quick?
I want to take Max Scherzer. I haven't even.
Oh, can I announce something to you? Because I put this on my baseball podcast, and you didn't hear this. Starling Marte's on the Mets, not the Marlins, and Robbie
Yes.
Ray's a Mariner, not a Ranger. I messed that up.
Yes.
My pitchers were...
I'm putting Blake Snell in there.
Okay.
I'm at one. I have one starter left. I have to find.
I put Shohei, Zach Greinke.
I forgot about Shohei.
You want
Let's
Shohei?
go Shohei, yeah.
Who's your DH?
Tatis.
Okay. So, Shohei, Greinke, Bieber, Alcantara. Those were my guys.
Oh, damn it. I like Sandy Alcantara, too.
Everybody does. It's sweet.
So I had Bueller.
You had Bueller,
I might trade. No.
DeGrom.
I had DeGrom. I keep DeGrom.
You had Bueller, DeGrom, Shohei.
Scherzer. And Blake Snell.
I would take out Snell for Alcantara. It's who do you like better? It's not who's good, it's who you like better.
I like Snell, though, because I really like his sassiness after Kevin Cash pulled him.
That's true. He literally left the freaking team. Yeah. Who's your manager, by the way?
Stop it. I'm pulling somebody.
Okay.
I'm pulling right
Okay.
now.
Okay.
We're going to keep Snell.
Manager's visiting the mound.
All right. We're going to keep Snell.
Okay. Pulling Bueller.
No.
Bueller.
I'm keeping Bueller. I'm going to keep Shohei.
Okay.
I'm going to put in Sandy Alcantara.
Okay.
And I'm going to take out...
Scherzer.
I'm taking out Scherzer. Ah! But he can finish games. That's the problem.
DeGrom. Take out DeGrom.
But he's good.
Yeah, but it's like taking Mike Trout. Like, everybody likes DeGrom. Everybody likes Trout.
Okay, let's take out DeGrom.
There you go.
Sandy.
You just...
You keep destroying my Reds.
Everyone who watches baseball likes DeGrom, Trout, and Shohei. Like, worldwide. Everybody likes those three because they're the three best. So you're saying, who's your manager? I took Joe Madden.
Oh, no. I'm taking my old trusty friend.
Dusty Baker.
Dusty Baker.
That's fine. I do think your team would rock my team, maybe.
Ooh.
Do you want to hear my team? So
Hold it. Can I just hold on real quick? Can I take Dusty Baker, but assistant manager?
Tony La Russa?
No. I don't know why I say it's Alex Correa, but it's not that.
Cora?
Yes, Alex Correa.
He's good. Yeah, he's good. Here was my team.
Okay, let's hear it.
Wilson Contreras, catcher. First base, Joey Votto. Second base, Ahmed Rosario.
Oh, yeah, I see.
Shortstop, Fernando Tatis Jr. And with apologies to Bo Bichette, Wander Franco, and Tim Anderson, a lot of my favorite players play shortstop.
Yeah, none of us mentioned Juan Soto unless you're mentioning him right here at third base.
Stop, wait.
Okay.
Third base, Patrick Wisdom. Left field, Juan Soto.
Okay.
Center field, I wrote down Ketel Marte, ended up switching it to Randy Arozarena.
Okay.
Right field, Chris Bryant. DH, Shohei Ohtani. Starting pitchers, Shohei Ohtani, Zach Greinke, Shane Bieber, Sandy Alcantara.
I think you should change.
DH.
I know they made the Ohtani rule, but I think you should add somebody else in your DH because you already know Ohtani's on the team. And you could really say, we're not going to have a DH hit today. We're just going to throw Ohtani in, batting the pitcher spot.
Okay. Well, then what I would do is I'd put Ahmed Rosario at left field because he plays some outfield.
Yep.
And my DH would become Juan. Don't want to make Juan go out in the field when he
Right.
really isn't that great of a defender. No offense, Juan. And then my second base is now... who do I like better? Wander, Tim, or Bichette. These are three of my favorite players. They all play shortstop. Shortstop's my favorite position, and almost so many of my favorite players play shortstop. Xander Bogaerts, another one of my favorites, plays shortstop.
Yes.
Like, I love...
Who's your shortstop? Tatis? Can he play second?
Yeah, but then I still have the same issue. It's Bo or Wander or Tim. I guess I'll go Wander at second, because I love Wander Franco.
There you go.
Look at this, Quinn. I put him...
I know. I saw it.
There he is.
I saw.
He's the wallpaper on the computer for the moment.
This is official.
Yeah, but it'll probably change over time.
So.
I had to make Tatis my shortstop. He's literally my favorite player.
Yes, I know.
It's him and Brian, like my two favorites. Yeah, did you enjoy that? Was that a fun one?
Yes.
Now, do you remember...
You didn't do your pitchers, though.
Yeah, I did. I told you that twice. Greinke and Bieber.
Well, yes, I interrupted you, so I
Yeah,
didn't know
you're
if you
fine.
wanted to say it out.
All right, here we go. I wanted to pull this up.
Greinke, Bieber, Verlander.
Yep. No, it wasn't Verlander. I used to actually love Verlander. I thought he was so good. He is good, but
You didn't pick Miggy.
All right. I'm trying to find...
What about in Lindor?
I was never a big Lindor guy. Here it is. This was predictions on the next 10 World Series. I wanted to pull these up. But also, did you see my tweet? That was the NBA title odds at the beginning of the year. And it was like Lakers and Nets with the top two.
I did not.
Hilarious. This was put out, and I talked about this on just the Sort of Sports podcast in November. MLB.com's next 10 World Series predictions. Obviously, a lot of these are just shots in the dark. But let's take a look. They put this out at the end of 2020. 2021 was Dodgers over Yankees. Neither of them were in it. Yankees obviously didn't have the best year last year. Dodgers were potential. 2022, they had Dodgers over Angels. Quinn, do you think it's possible?
It can happen. Anything can happen if you let it.
Well, then there's that.
And who said that?
No.
I burned you on this once before. Mary Poppins. It's a
Yeah,
Mary
I've
Poppins line.
hardly ever watched that movie.
I haven't either.
2023, listen to this. This sounds like my type of party.
This
White
sounds
Sox,
like your party.
Padres.
Now this sounds like I'd be in for this party in 2024 with you too.
Padres over Red Sox.
'cause I'm
We'd be
the Red
texting
Sox.
each other the whole time.
No,
I'd be like,
we'll just watch the games together. Oh wait, you won't be here, so how am I supposed to watch the games with
yeah,
you?
that's what I'm saying.
Well, I guess I have to go up to Baldwin Wallace if that's where you're going.
Yeah, if that's what I do.
wherever you end
2025,
up.
Braves, Blue Jays.
Yep.
People are talking about that now this year.
It's possible.
2026, Mets, Yankees. This has to happen within the next 10 years. We got to get another
Subway Series.
Subway Series. And I think the Mets would definitely win. So,
Yeah.
2027, this one's bad. Orioles over Giants. That's not going to happen. There's no way.
Unless Cal Ripken Jr. is coming back to play.
Yeah. He was the Iron Man.
Yes.
2028, they had Dodgers over Tigers. I could see the Tigers there. I don't see the Dodgers stretching it that long. Do you?
They're a big city team. They always have money.
2029, A's over Giants.
Hey, my A's at some point. They're not even really. I'm not even that big fan of that team. It's just
That's your thing now.
that's just my thing.
2030, Yankees over Cardinals. They had to throw in a Yankees. They just had to. But this would mean 2 straight decades without a Yankees World Series win, if this predictions were correct.
Yes, this is
Now, final thing to wrap up the special section. Just shot in the dark right now. Where do you think Aaron Judge is going to go?
Why do you think he's leaving?
Oh, he's leaving. He's gone. He's basically said he's going to leave.
Well, who needs an outfielder / DH to step up in life?
Really, anybody could use him. I actually find him more interesting on a team that gets the bases loaded and don't have a lot of home run hitters. I hate the way the Yankees build their team because they get a bunch of home run hitters, which isn't good because if they're all hitting home runs and they're not stacking you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's stupid the way they build it.
I think he can go to the Marlins.
That's what I was saying. That's all I was actually going to say is the Marlins and the Rays. Those 2 teams.
This is possible. What if he went to the Guardians?
The Rays would never do it though because they just pay him. The Guardians aren't a well-run organization. They pump out great talent, but they don't handle it well. I think the Marlins are an underrated pickup to get him. Them are the Tigers, but I think the Tigers already kind of have big bats. I don't really think he fits there as well. I think the Marlins are the pick, honestly. That'd be sweet. Maybe he goes back home to the A's. You know, they drafted him originally.
They did, really?
Yeah, and then he declined and then went off to college, I think, for a bit. Then he got drafted by the Yankees, like, in the first round. I think that's how that worked.
That's interesting.
I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think I remember that. All right, so time for your special section.
I don't have one. So,
You
happy
typed it in
time.
there. You just changed it?
Nope, I changed it. Didn't
All right.
have one anymore. So, happy time, people. Happy 27th birthday yesterday, Kevin Biggio. Kevin Biggio is an infielder for the Toronto Blue Jays who has now moved over to second base now with the acquiring of Matt Chapman to play third base in Toronto. He is the son of Hall of Famer Kevin Biggio. And a fun fact here, really, to bring up this birthday, is that the Blue Jays infield is 3/4 of legacy players, which means that their fathers have played, and now their sons are playing here. And in addition to Biggio is Bo Bichette, who plays shortstop and is the son of Dante Bichette, and Vlad Guerrero Jr., who is the first baseman and also designated hitter, the son of Vlad Guerrero Sr.
This makes me think of there was on WWE a couple years back. They did Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and I think Ted DiBiase Jr., all sons of professional wrestlers. Their fathers were all very successful. And that's what makes me think of it, because you said legacy in the groups.
Yep.
The trio's name was Legacy.
Yep, and you know the first father-son pair to play with each other were the Ken
Griffeys.
Griffeys. Yes,
The Griffeys.
The Ken Griffeys. So,
Tatis, another one.
yes, another legacy player. Happy anniversary, Jackie Robinson. This
Yeah.
Friday, 75 years ago today, Jackie Robinson made his debut in 1947 to break the color barrier for Major League Baseball for the Brooklyn Dodgers. And now is remembered for his efforts of breaking the color barrier with his number 42 retired all across Major League Baseball. And this is a day where every player and coach wears and dons a hat with the number 42. And it was definitely special, as I mentioned 3 3 or 4 weeks ago about that it was crucial for MLB to have the season going by the time this happened because it is the 75th anniversary of Jackie Robinson's debut in the major leagues. If you have not seen the movie 42 with Chadwick Boseman, you must watch it. It's probably definitely a top 3 baseball movie.
Oh, I have my Holy Trinity of baseball movies. I'll give you after I make this comment. Actually, I'll give you right now. Historical, it's 42. Drama, it's Moneyball. Comedy, it's Bull Durham.
There you go.
If you want to flip it out for Major League, that's acceptable. If you want to flip it out for Sandlot, also acceptable.
Yes.
But that's my Holy Trinity.
Also,
any other are wrong.
Sandlot's 29th anniversry this year, too. So go ahead.
Is 29th really an anniversary?
It's not. It will be 30th next year.
There it is.
So.
No, we all know I'm a huge Jackie Robinson fan. I think he's incredibly underrated. People, I'm saying, first and foremost, he should be remembered for, his role in civil rights. Not going to ever argue that. It's obviously huge. But I'm saying you can't underrate his value that he was an incredible baseball player and a really underrated player. He's one of the best to ever play. Heck of an athlete. And so for those of you, I always recommend Foolish Baseball. He made another great video, and it was about Jackie Robinson, about how he's underrated. So I would recommend you go watch it. Really outlines the type of stuff I talk about. I talk about Jackie Robinson being an amazing player. If we did favorite players of all time, which we might do eventually with our MLB teams, he's my second baseman, no doubt.
Is this a foreshadowing of a special section?
Maybe.
Before the season ends?
Maybe.
So
I'll have to do my favorite players of all time, and
Maybe.
Jackie will be second base. I can tell you that right now.
There it is.
Second base already set.
Here you are. Well, I'm taking Nolan Ryan on the mound.
I don't blame you.
And a melancholy trails to Dwayne Haskins. The 24-year-old NFL quarterback passed away in a tragic accident while walking along a highway in Florida after leaving training with his Pittsburgh Steelers teammates to head back to Pittsburgh. Haskins will be remembered for throwing 50 touchdowns in one NCAA football season in 2018 while playing for the Ohio State Buckeyes. And I believe it is an offensive record with that number.
It was, yeah, for a Big Ten.
It's tragic to see someone that's so young and actually had so much potential and possibly getting his career turned around in Pittsburgh for the rest of his NFL career. And our thoughts and prayers are with his family at this time. All right, it's time for the big finish. Ryan, you ready for the big finish?
Yeah, you want to start by throwing to me?
That's what I was expecting to do.
Sounds good.
If you're okay with that. All
Let
right.
them peek behind the curtain a little bit.
Oh, I see. All right. And here we go with the big finish. The United States Congress came out today to report that the Washington Commanders, used to be a Washington football team, may have broken the law several times by withholding $5 million in revenue from several entities, including season ticket holders with deposits, and hiding it from the NFL. Are you concerned they're going to go after Prince Harry's millions to repay it?
Yes, I mean, come on. This is insane. This team is borderline like a joke. Mm-hmm. And that is why you and I kind of it's kind of the NFL team of the podcast. We always seem interested in what Washington is going on.
Yes.
Because they're a freaking joke. Dan Snyder should sell the team to us.
They should sell.
We're the biggest fans.
They're going to force him to sell the team.
Oh, they're definitely. He's selling it.
There you go.
But I'm saying they need a complete restructure top down because they've had a lot of problems with the harassment and this and the name change. It's a lot. So the Lakers threw Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's 75th birthday celebration. Surprised by that after his comments about LeBron last week?
You shouldn't be because he's probably the best Laker ever played
Oh,
the
you're
game.
so happy I threw this to you, aren't you?
Yes, I definitely pointed that to you. I mean, he made some comments about LeBron, about some of his comments and activism, those kinds of things. Just Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was a big activist when he was a player, so shouldn't be surprised. Magic was there. Why not? Genie Bus. Joel Embiid was the first NBA center to win the scoring title since Shaq. Are you impressed with that?
You know it because, I've been pushing for him. I've always been a big fan of his and said that he could have a season like Shaq did in 01, and he did. And he did it for, I think he played about 60 games. So props to Joel. I really wish this would have come in a year where the MVP race wasn't as stacked. If he wins it, I'll be super happy. If Jokic wins it, I'll be super happy. If Giannis wins it, I'll be the most happy. No matter what, though, any of those three guys deserve it, and I'm very impressed with Embiid. I mean, him and Jokic are just... Him, Jokic, and Giannis are the three best players in the league right now. Curry's probably fourth, and it's just... You're really in an amazing time right now with basketball. I don't think there's ever been a time where there's that many dominant players at once. So, You okay with Ryan Howard being selected first in the WNBA draft by the Atlanta Dream?
I am. She led that comeback and upset South Carolina in the SEC tournament this year. So I think she's going to be a very good pick for the Atlanta Dream to get back on track for this WNBA season. You got to thank you.
Yes.
And is it going to Joey Votto since we started?
No, not this one. So I actually have been having quite a juvenile weekend because...
Aren't you a juvenile already?
Yeah, but I mean like very juvenile because I enjoying my youth because...
Oh, if you're not getting old, you're dead though.
Well, then there's that. So I was enjoying my youth because I went and saw Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
I did see you tweet about this.
And I greatly enjoyed it. I actually think it's better than the first one. The first one was kind of fun and it had its moments. This one's a full-on Sonic movie, and I really loved everything about it. The movie's really fun because you can tell it doesn't take itself too seriously, but not in like the spoofy, goofy Austin Powers way. More in like the vein of like, I would say Get Smart kind of, that Steve Carell comedy, where it's fun and is okay with poking fun of itself, but it's not to the point of satire. It is still its own creative vision, and I really enjoyed it. I actually loved the movie. I thought it was like a 9.5 out of 10. I actually went back and looked. It was not on my most anticipated movies of the year. I can't believe I didn't realize that. I think that's probably an error on my part. I 100% believe I should have put it on there. If I really saw it and didn't put it on there, what an idiot, because it's probably going to be in my top 5 of the year. But granted, we're having an amazing year for both video games and movies, so it's going to be a tough year for me to pick my top 5 at the end of the year. But speaking of video games and movies, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga released. And the Lego Star Wars is probably one of the first video games I ever remember beating. I think it really is the first video game I remember beating. So I have a really deep connection with this game, and they completely reworked the way they make the Lego games. It's a whole new style, not like level-based, and I've just been getting lost in it. Me, a good friend of mine, a bunch of his friends have all gotten it, and we were on call last night, all playing it, all talking to each other, and just having a great time. I love it. It's, right now, just an absolute 10 out of 10 game from me. I love it. I'm really freaking into it. I'm gonna, as soon as we finish recording, go up there and play it. So I'm just really impressed. I finished The Phantom Menace, and I'm working my way into episode 2, and then I'm gonna, run all the way till episode 9. I'm not skipping any of the movies. I mean, some people might, but yeah, it's just an incredible Lego game. It lived up to the hype that I set. So my thank yous are to Lego for the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, and to the Sonic team for Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which they tease Shadow the Hedgehog at the end. So Sonic 3, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Also, Knuckles definitely stole the show for me. Idris Elba as him was hilarious. I really loved his interpretation of that. It was great. And the Lego Star Wars game, crap, it just blows me away. I can't tell you how many times I've been playing that quit, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. It's like it's this Lego Star Wars game. I'm losing my freaking mind because it's so cool, and I've been so impressed with it. And Lego apparently signed a deal with 2K, so we might be getting a Lego NBA basketball game. And then on top of that, they've already started work on their next game. I'm hoping they do like Avatar: The Last Airbender. I think that'd be really cool in a Lego form. Or maybe Lego: The Infinity Saga. I think that'd also be cool. So yeah, Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. I also bought the deluxe edition, which means I get like the Mandalorian DLC. So it's really exciting.
Yep. I am going to say Paddington 3 will be coming out in 2023. If you have
You're
not watched any
freaking
of
joking.
those.
No
what do
way.
you mean? I mean, both those movies were 99% and 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's because they were
first two.
because people joke. That's like a joke.
That is not a joke. Paddington Bear is the best, okay?
It's like a running gag.
How is it a running gag?
Because it was good. It was a good movie.
It was really good,
But
so how could you complain about those?
It was good, but then it became like a meme of like greatest movie of all time, like as a joke.
It's not the greatest movie of all time. It's just a good movie.
Based off Rotten Tomatoes, it is ranked as the greatest movie of all time based off percents.
Oh, well.
I know people did that. People gave it that high of a percent to make it like a joke.
Well, then if they did, that's fine, but it's still true.
It is a good movie.
It's still good. Okay.
I caught like
I'm
half
just
of it on
plugging that
TV
in.
once. I didn't watch the whole thing.
So I'm going to plug this in also that I have not forgot about, but I was wondering if you forgot about it. But don't forget we got to do the Batman comparison. So don't forget about those Batman movies you're supposed to be watching. Those are your assignment. You gave the homework, so.
Oh crap! I didn't even.
Okay, all right.
I haven't even read the book. How am I supposed to give out the reports?
I know. I'm about to be getting. I'll be done by the time you even get started. So that's how it's going to be. I am going to plug this movie, and I think you'd be interested in watching this. It is called We Need to Talk About Kevin, and it's based on a book, same title, came out in 2011. Ezra Miller is the star. It's basically about this kid. It is some foreshadowing about this nuclear family and how they were trying to figure out if he was developing on time or if he was behind because he wouldn't do certain things. He wouldn't be potty trained until later on, age 6 or 7 or whatever, and ends up trying to find. The parents are trying to talk about him, and he has had some mental health issues, and it ends up him go. I'm not going to ruin the whole movie, so I'm going to be quiet about that. But it ends up being, in the end, he's in a mental institution, and the mom and him are only two alive, and his dad and sister are gone. So I think you should watch it. It's a good movie.
It's a drama.
It is a thriller, and
Oh.
it's good. But it's nothing scary. It's just it keeps the blood pumping. It's psychological thriller. Makes you think. That's what we like.
Oh, man. See, when I watch A Beautiful Mind, for the next 3 days, I was just worried I had schizophrenia.
Well, have you ever seen Split?
No, but I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah. No, I don't think that would bother me. The way that they do A Beautiful Mind, though, it's like a dirty trick. You get to the end of the movie, and it was like, yeah, get played, sucker. They're not real. That's part of his schizophrenia. And you were like, what? Paul Bettany's not real.
Oh, no. Russell Crowe.
Yeah, I watched that movie in the 8th grade.
As long as Russell Crowe is not singing anymore.
I watched that movie in the 8th grade.
That movie was directed by
Terrified me.
Ronnie Howard.
Yeah. His Best Picture winner.
Probably.
Well, no, it did win. It won.
It won a Nobel Prize in Economics and an Abel Prize.
It's a good movie,
It's a
but
biographical
when we
drama.
watched it in class in the 7th or 8th grade, it really scared the crap out of me.
Oh, you guys did?
Yeah.
Which class?
It was a technology class.
Oh, never saw it, so that's interesting.
Yep. So we did that, and we watched October Sky. I very much preferred October Sky.
Oh, yes. Watched it in that class, but I did not watch this one. So.
Yeah, I very much preferred October Sky. A lot more my pace. There was something I was going to say to you about. You were talking about the movie. Oh, I still got to watch Just Mercy. I actually I bought it, and then I haven't watched it yet. So
If you haven't watched it, that's yes. Michael B. Jordan, one of your
I love
favorites,
Michael B.
so
Jordan.
you better get on it. All right, that's it for us. We're running out of show. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye. This is Quinn Maseko speaking for the Big Salad Podcast, a Ryan Klinger production. Please note that portions of this podcast were edited before the final cut was produced, and this episode was recorded on April 12th. The sections of Happy Time and Toss-Up are copied from the ESPN show Pardon the Interruption. There was no intention to infringe on the copyrights of those segments and their related music. Stay tuned for our next podcast next Monday here on the Sorta Sports Podcast YouTube channel.